Hey, everybody, and welcome back to The Right Stuff, show 212. And I have got a pretty good show for you, even though the majority of the show is journal entries that I wrote recently. Put them together. Sometimes when you write, and you write like one journal entry after another journal entry, you come up with journal entries that kind of combine to each other, or you can like combine them in a certain way. I don't know if your muse had wanted them to come out this way, or that they just came out this way because they just came out this way, and upon looking back you actually see a pattern to the journal entries. So I hope you enjoy this show and the journal entries. And actually, to start this thought process of the promise of mankind, is a quote by J.J. Dewey from his article Soul Contact. And that is probably the greatest promise that we have to mankind. And hopefully this post will help you get there. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. The physical and emotional worlds are as much of a creation of God as the higher worlds. And when all creation is viewed as one, all things are spiritual. All energies are spiritual if they are directed toward the evolutionary path. To be evolutionary, the physical and emotional energies must adjust their vibration so they are in harmony with the heart and mind energies. Highly evolved entities tune the chord of their energies from the highest to the lowest, and thus all the notes in the energy chord can vibrate harmoniously. If one tries to tune from the physical to the higher notes, the whole chord will sound off key, and total fulfillment will be impossible. And that quote is by J.J. Dewey from his article Soul Contact. And if you want to read the rest of this article or any more of J.J. Dewey's writings, you can just go over to his website at freeread.com. That's FREEREAD.com.
Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
The promise of mankind. Questions from my mind. One thing that's for certain about December 21st, 2012, is that it is a point in time that people focus on. That has to have some effect, because we as humans focus on what it is we want to create. People seem to be focusing on that time as a time of enlightenment. But what does enlightenment really mean? What do we need to be enlightened from? What is meant by the heart of the galaxy or the heart of the earth? What is heart? How do we synchronize our heart with the heart of the earth and the heart of the galaxy? It is also said that we shouldn't fight against our obstacles or our challenges, and to use them to grow and to learn. But should we passively let these obstacles and challenges be? Or should we actively work our way through these obstacles and challenges? Both ways teach us something. So how do we decide which path to walk? What does it mean to enter or walk in a synchronous rhythm? If we focus on shame, anger, sadness, and suffering, this is what life will bring us. This focus is a focus that has become habit by so many. So, how do we break the habit? If we focus on being in harmony with all creation, we will flow with the great purpose as the mighty river flowing through our city. How do we become one? Do we just have to focus on our heartbeat? September 18, 2011. What is heart? Many New Age teachings tell us that we need to focus on the heart of the earth or the heart of the galaxy or fill in the blank. Have you noticed that none of them can tell you what the heart is? All they babble are basic concepts that others have written someplace or sometime. They bundle it together with a few smart words to try and sound that they know what they're really talking about. Actually, doesn't that sound like a very popular person in this time? Anyway, now, if you want to use heart as a metaphor describing the center of or coming to the center, then just say that. Heck, if they really wanted to sound creative, they could say be as the center as a tornado or the center of the hurricane. The statement makes more sense, and visually we can understand the metaphor, which can be hard to understand without the metaphor. So why not make it easier to understand larger concepts of our being? Let's face it, our lives are as a storm. A lot of stuff happens that we need to decide on. And based on our decision and our reaction to our storm is the energy added which changes the storm. The more we go to the center of our storm to make our decisions, the more we learn, and the more storms we'd be able to face. I'll end with this final question that you can ponder on in your own time. How are you dealing with the current recession? Our basic principles. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power by the consent of the governed. These are words, the reason why the Constitution was written. What do they mean to you? To me, they mean no more name-calling or dirty politics that help those in power to either keep office or acquire office, or using dirty politics to get what they want. You know, they, the politician, want, and not the American people. Also, it means to me that when we talk on issues, we use fact instead of emotion. Now, facts can be charged with emotion, but overall, the American people need to know how those facts will affect us and what we do with them. These words from the Constitution also mean to me people have the basic right to do what makes them happy with no negative action taken against them as long as it doesn't interfere with the people's other rights of life and liberty, or their own right to life and liberty. I'm talking about people from other nationalities, women, gays, transgendered, and men. These words also mean to me that the government, politicians, should not try and control the economy, because it is the natural flow of the economy that gives us our life, liberty, and being able to pursue happiness. In a free enterprise economy, big business that gets too big starts to crumble, fall, and feed smaller businesses with new markets, new talents, and new innovation in how business runs. In a free enterprise economy, there are more jobs and more opportunity for people to go for their dreams, their pursuit of happiness, their life, their liberty. For a free enterprise economy to work, it's the people, not the government, that has to help each other. It's also the right size of government that protects our basic rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We as a nation are way out of balance as our being represented in the government, the amount of tax we pay, and the amount of jobs available to our good tax-paying citizens. We as a people need to go back to the basic principles that this country was founded on. The basic principles that were the reason why the Constitution was written. When we become more balanced and go back to basic principles of government, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we will know what true abundance feels like. And we, as a human race, will know our true power.